Hello everyone, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a Bible journaling process for you guys as I start to work through the newest devotional kit from Illustrated Faith. This is Confetti. I do have an unboxing of this kit, so I will link that video down below for you guys so you can see everything that comes in the kit. Illustrated Faith did up their numbers this month, so I do believe that there are still some of the physical kit available in their shop, so you can still grab that. They are also offering a digital version, so you can grab a digital version of the devotional booklet, and you can also grab a digital download of some of the ephemera pieces. Check out that unboxing so you can see how they partnered with Crepe Paper and one of their collections to tie in with this kit. It's so adorable. So when this kit landed on my doorstep and I started kind of looking into the content and what April is sharing with us in the devotional, I was getting excited because April shares with us about how she every year celebrates her rebirth day, her day that she gave her life over to Christ and became a Christian. Now, I know not for everybody that that's going to work because not all of us remember the exact date that we became Christians. I don't have an exact date. I just know that it was the first week that my kids were in the NICU in 2007. If you want to hear more about that story and how that came to be and a little bit more about me, I talk about that in a recent Q&A video that I did, so I will link that down below. And so I had just done that video when this kit landed on my doorstep, and so when I read through the content, I was like, oh my gosh, I have this super fun idea that I want to incorporate for a page. And I don't know about you, but sometimes that happens with my Bible journaling entries. There's just something that just speaks to me, and I just get these elaborate, crazy ideas that I want to incorporate into a page. And because they're elaborate and complicated or take something that I don't already have in my stash, sometimes it can take a few days for me to get a chance to sit down and to execute it and to put it down on the page. And that's kind of what happened with this entry that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So this is something I've been thinking about for about a week. And inside the devotional, there are all these like photographs of like birthday party items, like cake and balloons and just really adorable graphics. And so I was thinking I wanted to incorporate something like that into an entry that was personalized. So I wanted to do a photo shoot. I wanted to do a photo shoot celebrating my 11 years of being a Christian. And so I set out on a mission to acquire what I needed for that photo shoot, get the time to sit down and have my 11-year-old son take the photo for me. And through the week while I was putting this together, it was just such a sweet time of focusing on the verse that I'm going to share with you and just reflecting on that time and how far I've come in those 11 years and celebrating that I have a new life in Christ. I was so excited. So I can't wait to show you what came about of that. Today we're going to be journaling in 1 Peter chapter 1 verses 3 through 5. It says, "Blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. According to his great mercy, he has caused us to be born again to a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to an inheritance that is imperishable, undefiled, and unfading, kept in heaven for you, who by God's power are being guarded through faith for a salvation ready to be revealed in the last time." There is so much power in those verses, and one of the things that April encourages you to do in the prompts is to just grab tight to that verse and just memorize it, write it on sticky notes, have it everywhere around you, and just soak in the truth of those verses. And guys, I'm loving it, and it's only day one of the kit. So I know I've seen some things kind of floating around, some questions about the content, questions about kind of the direction of the devotional kit, and so I wanted to kind of share with you what I'm getting from the kit and how I'm going to incorporate the products. So let's jump over to my desk and I will kind of share some of those things with you, and then we will put together this page that I'm super excited about. Okay, so it's been a few days since I filmed the intro because I was waiting for some of my extra goodies that I ordered from Illustrated Faith. Now, I do believe that this Hooray bundle is sold out over at Illustrated Faith, but I think you can still get some of these from scrapbook.com or something like that, so I'll try to find them and link them down below. These are just all items from the Hooray collection from Crepe Paper, so you should be able to pick them up anywhere that has like scrapbooking supplies. But I ordered mine from Illustrated Faith, and it came with all these fun like dimensional stickers and puffy stickers and cardstock stickers, lots of fun goodies. So I pulled those out. I'm going to use a few of those on my entry today. this is the photo that I am documenting, and I am so excited about this. So I just had this awesome idea to kind of do like one of those 1 year, like when your baby turns a year old and do a photo shoot, and they have the balloon and all that kind of thing. And so I wanted to kind of recreate that to remember and just to document that I have been a Christian for 11 years, a little over 11 years. So I had my son come out with me. We took this photo. It was so much fun. So this is what I'm going to be documenting in 1 Peter 3. I wanted to show you for the devotional how I kind of set it up. So I went through and created some tags. I will list the tag die that I used down below. And I cut it out of some papers that coordinate with the colors and kind of feel of this whole like party kit, and just decorated it with some of the different bits and bobs from the kit. So what I have here is a little storage container that's got the die cuts that comes from the kit, and then I just went crazy. Like I went to Hobby Lobby and found these little pom-pom paper clips, all the different like party aisles. I've been just trying to find, you know, just party themed supplies and sticking them in here so that I can use them as I document through this kit. So I used a few of those things to dress up these tags, and then this is where I have room to respond to the Bible journaling prompts. So I went through, and for each section where there is Bible journaling prompts, I went ahead and created a tag and then added the title from the sticker sheet that comes with the kit, and just have room in here to document and to take notes and journal and all that goodness. So you can see all the way through here I have just the same size tag, just cut out of different papers. I tried to pick ones that were white on the back, that way I could go ahead and just write on the back side there, use some of the different tags, just bits and bobs that I thought that I wasn't going to really use in Bible journaling entries were perfect for throwing in here and using in here. So there is a look at how I kind of set up the notebook and how I'll be working through the prompts in here. And then I pulled out the stamp set from the kit. I have this really fun die that I'm going to show you guys how to do in this video today. This is going to be an element that I use in my entry. I also pulled out these new Essentials Puffy Alphabet stickers from Felicity Jane in this mint color that goes perfect with the kind of mints that are in the collection. And I'm going to be using these in my title today. So let me go ahead and put you on fast forward and we will get this entry put together. Okay, so on screen, I'm going to start by backing my photo. So I've pulled out a couple of the larger die cut pieces from the kit. And I know you're probably thinking, Lindsey, that is such a waste to cover those up. But I tried to find ones that I knew I wasn't highly likely to use in a Bible journaling entry. And why not use them in this way? Get a little pop of color, a little pop of glitter behind my photo, and they are going to be used. So it works for me, not a problem. I can always order more of these die cuts if I feel like I'm missing out on those pieces. But I'm going to go in and just start working on the background and things like that. But like I said, some of you guys had questioned the topic of this devotional because it does look fun and cutesy and, you know, all the confetti and birthday party. And I think some people got hung up on that and not the devotional content. So I would encourage you guys to check out the devotional. You can get just a devotional as a digital download if you want to try that first before ordering the entire kit and check it out. But you guys, I know this kit is cute and fun, but the devotional content is serious and good. And I love what April says. On the first day here is titled Tied Up with a Ribbon. And she says, He, and that is Christ, has given us the best gift we could ever hope for, tied up with a ribbon of love and wrapped crisply in more grace than we could ever rip apart. She goes on to say, when we commit our life to Him, we are reborn a new creation. We receive the gift of living hope through Jesus Christ. Living hope, y'all. How amazing does that sound? What a precious and outrageous gift to receive. We're so completely unworthy, yet it is poured out upon us all the same. Oh, you guys, I am just loving focusing on our rebirth. Our gift of salvation that we get from Christ is just amazing. And so what a sweet thing to just dive in and to spend some time focusing on that and thanking God for that gift. And I am so excited to dive into this devotional content. Now, I did see some concerns about the word magical being on some of the die cuts and things like that. Kudos to you guys for using discernment and questioning things like that. But keep in mind that the die cuts were not Bible journaling. They're from a regular scrapbooking company. But I trust Shauna in her decision making. And yes, as Christians, we're taught to stay far away from the word magic and magical and anything to do with magic. But I decided to go ahead and do a little definition research on the word magical and what it means. And so yes, one of the definitions is your traditional like witchcraft nonsense that we need to stay away from. But there was a second definition, and it says beautiful or delightful in such a way as to seem removed from everyday life. And you guys, nothing is more beautiful or delightful or unique and not in part of our ordinary life than being saved in our salvation and being reborn. That is something that's beautiful and delightful. And so yes, it is magical if you go by that definition. And so I have no problem using that. If you guys have problems with those die cuts, you can cover up that word, cut out that word, cover it with something else. Your choice. But I'm excited. I'm loving this kit. I hope you guys will give it a shot. I think that it is going to be a really good one. So on screen here, what I did was I used some Neocolor 2 crayons and dipped them into dirty water and scribbled them on the stamp and then stamped that confetti in the background. And then I also pulled out a Odyssey colored gelato to add some gold confetti on there as well. And that's going to be my background. And then here we're going to work on this fun little faux metal element. So I have this die cut. This is from the Coco and Reno die cut subscription. So you can sign up for $12.99 a month, and they send you die cuts each month. So this was, I think, last month or the month before maybe, and it had this one that says happy. And so I'm going to actually heat emboss this. So I cut it out of some black cardstock, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to stick the die cut down on just some scrap paper, stamp my Versamark ink, that's a clear sticky ink, over the top of the die cut. And now I'm attaching it to this piece of cardstock just so I have a handle so I don't burn my fingers. And then I'm going to cover it with this Ranger tinsel embossing powder. It's this really pretty glittery silver that matches kind of the glittery silver of the die cut pieces. I'm going to make sure that my heat tool is good and hot, and then I'm going to melt that embossing powder. And I'm actually going to do this step several times. And as you add multiple coats of ink and then embossing powder and melt it, it kind of gives this piece this faux metal look to it, and it builds up dimension. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off, stick it back down, apply some more ink to it, get it good and inked up, stick it back on my little handle. This is kind of finicky, but it gets the job done. I'm going to go ahead and coat it with some more embossing powder and then heat it up. Now, one thing you can do if you're quick enough is you can melt this like I'm going to do here. Make sure it's all like liquid molten lava, nice and hot, and then immediately while it's still hot, stick it back into the embossing powder and it will grab a hold of the embossing powder. So you can do that several times. And I'm just heat setting it each time so everything melts together. And what you can see on the back side is I had actually applied some double-sided adhesive to my cardstock before I ran it through my die cutting machine, thinking that that would give me, make this piece a sticker. Well, that didn't work. I ended up getting a bunch of the embossing powder on the sticky part, so that didn't work, but I'll show you that here in a second. So I need to back this piece so that it's a little bit easier to read. So I pulled out the washi tape that comes in the kit, and I'm sticking a little bit of it down on a piece of cardstock. And then I've pulled out a 1.5 inch, this is a scallop circle. I should have just used a regular circle because you couldn't really see the scallop, but that's okay. And so here I'm going to back this like faux metallic piece with that washi circle. So I pulled the backing off and realized it's not sticky anymore, so I'm going to apply some adhesive to the back. This still is not going to be enough, so I'll show you here in a second how I attach that, but it's trial and error sometimes. This page did take a long time to put together, but sometimes the really important verses and really important pages take a long time because I need to just sit and reflect and study it a little bit longer. So here I pulled out my tiny attacher and just added a couple staples to hold that on to that washi piece, and that worked just fine. And that's going to be a part of my title. So pulling out this happy stamp from the stamp set, and it has a solid image and an outline image. So you can either use either or both of them together. So I'm pulling out my color swatches that I did. If you want to see those, I do have them on my blog over in the unboxing post for this kit. I show all the different products that I pulled and colors to match this kit. So I initially pull out, this is the wrong Versamagic ink, and I realize in just a second that it's the wrong pink. I wanted the pink grapefruit. So here we go. I'm going to go in with that pink grapefruit ink to stamp down the solid happy underneath the photo there. And then I decide I'm going to heat emboss the outline, but I've already started sticking stuff down, and so I'm going to pull everything up because I don't want the embossing powder to get like stuck into all the crevices and on my photo and things like that. So Versamagic is a chalk ink, so I'm heat setting it, making sure it's 100% bone dry before I go in with the embossing powder. I'm also going to use my EK Success powder tool. This just takes away any static on the page, also make sure that the ink is good and dry, and then I'm going to do a test run. So I'm just going to pour that same silver embossing powder over the top of this and make sure that it's not going to stick to anything that's on my page. If your ink is still wet or if you have fingerprints, your embossing powder will stick to it. So everything looks good. I'm going to treat it one more time with that powder tool, and then I'll go ahead and stamp the outline. And initially I thought about offsetting the outline, but I never get good results with that. I'm never happy with it. So I kind of fuss with it here a minute, trying to figure out maybe I want it offset, but I end up just going in and stamping it right over the top. So I pulled out the Versamark ink once again. If you have questions about heat embossing, I'll link a Tip Tuesday video down below where I show in detail how to heat emboss if you have questions about that. But I went ahead and stamped that outline, and then I can go ahead and sprinkle that embossing powder over the top, and look at that. Love it, and it totally matches the same kind of outline that is in the die cut pieces in the collection as well. And you can see this silver embossing powder actually didn't bleed through too bad on the back side, so yay, praise hands for that. Now I can just go ahead and stick my photo back down. And for the rest of my title, there's this cardstock sticker from the bonus bundle that you can get. I don't believe it's in the Illustrated Faith shop any longer, but I linked to scrapbook.com and they should have it in stock over there, so you can check that out. But there was this one that says birthday, and I'm going to use these Felicity Jane stickers so that my title says happy, happy rebirthday, because you guys, we're reborn. Thank you, Jesus, for that. So that's going to be my title. I love how this came together. Super, super fun. Lots of things going on. We're mixing, you know, gold balloons, silver glitter, all the colors. I'm digging it. So there's that. Now I'm going to work on pulling some more of that blue, because that happy die cut is kind of just standing on its own. So once again, I'm going to add some more washi tape to this piece of cardstock, and then I've pulled out a whole bunch of different circle punches from my stash in different sizes, and I'm just going to cut out a bunch of those circles. That way I can add little pops of that blue all around the page. So it takes me a few minutes just to kind of fuss and figure out exactly how many I need, because I am wanting to leave myself plenty of room to journal as well. And so I'm just gonna layer things up, keep throwing things on there. Hey, it's a party with confetti and circles and glitter and all the things. So I went ahead and just adhered those down with some double-sided adhesive, cut off the pieces that were sticking off the edge, and that is good to go. So we can start working on the tab. As I'm looking back at this video, I realized there was some confetti stickers in the stickers that came in the devotional kit that I could have used, but I need to hold back, Lindsey. There's already a lot of stuff on here, so but you can use those instead if you wanted to. So I pulled off one of the tabs. I did fold it in half on itself because I have a tab already on the back side of this page, and I'm just going to adhere this one to that tab. And then I pulled off one of the little word Fetty stickers. I'm going to add some of this gold confetti washi tape because we need some more gold, we need some more confetti, all about that party. I'm just going to adhere that to the back side of that tab at the top there, secure it with some washi, and then stick down that word Fetty that says the best gift. And then I want to pull in some of that washi into other places on the page, so I'm kind of fussing to figure out where I want it. I end up sticking it right over the top of my photo and just adding a little pop of gold onto there, which I really love. Off camera, I went ahead and highlighted the verse. Again, that's 1 Peter 1, 3 through 5. finished up with some journaling, stamped the date, and that is it for the entry today. So you can find links to everything that I mentioned in the description box below the video. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below for me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. And until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.